Hey everybody, welcome to TPG's world. It's me, TPG. It is the 20th of February 2021, and I just want to say thank you for coming by my world. Thank you for stopping by and being here with me, watching my vlogs, and being a part of my world. I love you guys so much, and the love you show me is so special, especially right now in my life. Before I get started with this vlog, if you are new, make sure you hit the subscribe button. If you're not new, make sure you hit that like button. Give me a thumbs up and all that good stuff, and please make sure you ring the bell so you can tell when I make a new video. And if you'd like to get some perks and some exclusive content and stuff, please make sure you join my channel so that you can be a part of that special channel. Alright guys, so now it's time to vlog. First of all, before I get into this stuff, I want to wish a very, very, very happy birthday to Carol. Carol is one of my mods. She's been with me a long time. She's one of my mods, along with people like Molly and Allie and Lisa and Debbie and people like that who've been with me a long, long time as my mods. I love all of my mods, but Carol's been with me a long time, and she is someone who remembers everything. She always remembers Waffles' birthday. She sends Waffles presents. She's just such a nice person. She always makes sure that she keeps me on track, or, you know, she's just a great lady, guys. So please, everybody, wish her a happy birthday in the comments below, if you would. And Carol, happy birthday. I love you, sweetheart. You are just, thank you for being a part of my world, both here and out of YouTube. Okay, let's get started with this vlog, because it's going to be kind of long. In this vlog, I'm going to share a lot with you, personal stuff. So let's just kind of dive right into it. First of all, I want to talk about why I haven't made videos as often as I do every day. For you guys that have not ever watched my channel for long, you probably don't know this, and I don't talk a lot about it, but I suffer from depression, and I suffer in crazy ways. I have always had depression in my life, but I've learned to disguise it through many different functions, whether it be through like sex, or whether it be through drinking, or whether it be through eating or smoking, you know, cigarettes or whatever. I always handled my depression or my thoughts, the bad trauma that happened in my life. I would hide it inside of me, because that's the way I was raised. You didn't talk about it anymore. So therefore, very harshly, I was put into that corner and made to feel that way, and there's a reason for that, and I don't know yet if I'm ready to talk about that, but I just wanted to say that I do suffer from depression, and I also suffer from bipolar disorder, and there's a high and there's a low. There's no medium for me. So I have not been on medication for bipolar disorder. Mine's not, I don't think it's super severe, but I've got a lot going on emotionally with my father and with my family and with work. My paranoia is like way up to here. I've never gone through such anxiety and paranoia and things as I have. You know, there's paranoia from everywhere. Like, I always think I'm going to get fired. I always think someone's talking about me. I always feel like everybody's just out to get me. It's just a lot of things that go on. This coronavirus started a lot of my mania, and it's just gone through. My mania has been in and out. A lot of my mania are things like I get really, like I used to buy everything in twos. If you go and look at my DVD collection, you'll see I have probably, in some DVDs, 2 copies of them. I would always justify this by buying the widescreen, and I would buy the full screen edition of the video. That way I could say I had both versions of the movie. And that's how I would calm that down. So that is one of the things that I have had to deal with all throughout my life. When I was growing up, because of my age, especially then, if you had a mental disorder, people, you know, you didn't mention it because you were called crazy, you were called all kinds of names, and people just kind of took it for granted. They wanted to play around with it. They wanted to, you know, go through a lot. And I did one time seek help many years ago. I've had 2 counselors I really love, but I did have this one counselor, and he went to the club where I worked. He decided to disclose a lot of my personal information, and let it be known and say things about me, and so it kind of turned me off against therapy and all of that kind of stuff. So I've always found ways to battle my own depression, my own mania. As you guys know, we talked once in a video, which YouTube kind of blasted me for, about my eating disorder, the bulimia that I suffered from, and things like that. Sorry guys, I'm trying not to have a panic attack. This is a really hard topic for me. When my mom died, I was not really allowed to talk about it here on YouTube because of something else that was going on with someone else on YouTube. So therefore, I didn't really talk a lot about it. But so I kind of again had to hide it. I kind of felt like the whole reason I was on YouTube was kind of getting pushed to the side and things like that. And so I didn't want to be in that dark place that I was when my brother passed away. So I just kind of like blocked it out, locked it out. You know, see no evil, hear no evil, speak no evil. That's why it's so upsetting to me when I go to my mom's grave, even to this day. It just totally breaks me down. It makes me feel so bad when I go there. So anyhow, I decided that I was tired of feeling this way. Was tired of, you know, the mania, tired of the everyone's out to get me thing, because it was starting to bleed over into my real life and into my personal life, into my relationships, into everything. I was abused sexually by someone as a child, not my father or my mother, or but a relative. I was also raped by 2 people when I got older and came out, not the person who molested me. It went for years because the person said that they were going to do it with my little brother, the one who passed away, if I did not let them continue with me. So I allowed it to happen until I was 16 years old. It was a very traumatizing and crazy time in my life. It has caused me a lot of problems even now, mentally, physically, and everything like that. But I did tell my grandmother, my mom's adopted mother who adopted her. I hate to say this about my grandmother, but she was not a nice person. She believed, she was a very hard disciplinarian, she was a great Christian woman, but yet she treated my mother very badly. She believed in you shame people and you say horrible things about them, and it makes them stop doing what they're doing. So my mother was raised that way. My mother believed if she called you fat that you would lose weight. If she called you a fag, that you would, you know, quit being gay or whatever. So my mother was a very loving mother. She loved her children deeply. But my mother was terrified of my grandmother until the very second my grandmother left this earth. Matter of fact, when my grandmother passed away, and my mother ended up going in the hospital for 3 weeks just of mental and physical exhaustion. She had basically a breakdown because she was finally free of this scary woman that had traumatized her and had really treated her badly. So my mother was a wonderful mother as far as she always provided for us. She loved us deeply and with all of her heart. She never, ever, we never wanted for anything. You know, we always had the best of everything with my mom. But it was always, she didn't know sometimes, I think, how to be a mother. My younger siblings, they blame it all on my parents. You know, my sister who lives in the next city, she married this rich guy. She drinks, she smokes, she parties. She blames that on my parents being a disciplinarian. My brother, they all been problems. And you know, my sister who lives in front of me is somebody who I've had my up and down with, but I really do care about her. She is the one family member that I would like to remain family with. But there's still that little bit of disconnection between the two of us. I think we don't fully trust each other. I enjoy talking to her, and she has opened up to me about a lot that has went on that I did not know, because I didn't live with my parents when the other siblings came around. I was on my own. I was in a relationship. I didn't live at home, so I didn't know a lot of what went on. I was not informed of a lot that went on. Even when I moved here and lived with my brother, where I live now in the house I live in now, I wasn't privy to a lot of that. I was working, you know, in the clubs. I was busy with my own life, and I constantly just kind of, like I said, I blocked everything out. I didn't talk a lot about it. I didn't spend a lot of time on the situation. Therefore, I just kind of blew it out the water. So I wasn't aware of some of the things that went on. But when my sister and I sat down a while back and we started talking, some of the things that she shared with me were some of the things that I myself had felt, and I didn't realize, I guess, that I was actually feeling them until I felt them, and that really terrified me. So it made me decide that I wanted to go outside of the lines. I wanted to seek help. So I go to a clinic here. It is a medical center. It has my foot doctor's in there, my regular doctor's in there, my There's an optometrist, there's a gynecologist, every kind of doctor you need is in this place. And so I decided to seek medical help. I said, I'm going to go in there and talk to a counselor. So I made an appointment, and I was very, very excited about it, and I got corona. Which, by the way, let me stop right there and tell you guys that today I feel like absolute crap. I have a sore throat. I've been very lethargic. I have not wanted to get out of bed. I have slept all day. And I think part of it is my depression, and part of it is I feel like I should have felt back a couple of weeks ago when I had corona. Okay, start back. So my life has always been very distracted and everything. You guys watch my videos, you know I can be very manic and very crazy. So anyway, I lost this appointment, and I had to wait until I tested negative. And as I told you, I finally tested negative in this past Monday. If I haven't told you that, I'm telling you now. I tested negative Monday for corona, so I was able to seek attention. I did get an appointment this Friday. Now, in the meantime, I had reached out to another clinic here, and they do all of their stuff virtual. I met with a lady over the phone. It was a Zoom call, and I really liked this lady. She unfortunately told me that she would love to be my therapist, but she couldn't because she was moving away. She recommended me to another therapist, but they do their stuff over the phone, Zoom-wise, and that kind of little bit. I'm not sure if that's where I want to be, because my next appointment with this group is coming up on the 3rd of March, and it's here at 4 o'clock, and it's in this room, and you know, Gabe, my roommate's in the next room. And I feel like when I'm at a therapist, I want to be where people can't hear me. It's not that I'm going to go in there and trash Gabe or trash my sister or trash anybody, but it's private with anybody you talk to a therapist about. And if you feel like you should share it with them, you can. If you don't, you shouldn't. And what I was trying to say earlier about my mother is I grew up in a generation where mental illness, depression, whatever, it was very, very taboo. You were crazy, they wanted to put you away, you know, so you kind of kept a lot of it to yourself. You kept a lot of your things to yourself. When I came out as bipolar, when they diagnosed me as bipolar many years ago, the medications were incredibly expensive. I had no insurance, so it was very hard for me to get the medications that I needed to be part of this depression and to do a lot of this stuff. So it became a very hard thing, and you know, at the time, like I said, I didn't have the good benefits and things that I have now to reach out and help me with the medications. So with that being said, I hope that you understand that this is part of the reason why I never really sought a lot of help before, and when I did, I had to kind of do it privately, because God knows my grandmother couldn't find out. My mother sure as hell didn't want her to know. So I have been going through a lot here lately, as you haven't figured out in this video. You see I'm very fidgety right now. So anyway, I ended up Friday going to, because I had tested positive, because I tested negative for corona this time, I was able to make appointments. I finally get to see my foot doctor coming up. I did take another doctor. It's going to be a PA, which is a physician's assistant, but they can, as you guys know what that is, I don't have to explain it. So I'm going to be seeing this girl that the therapist actually recommended on Tuesday, and she's going to replace that doctor that said that horrible crap about me and stuff, and even the therapist was appalled. But anyway, let me get to that. So I got an appointment with the therapist Friday. I got to go to see her, and I absolutely loved this lady. We sat in her office. We were able to take our masks off, and I only had a 30-minute session, and I believe in my life I probably shared more in that 30 minutes emotionally than I've ever shared in my life. But that 30 minutes seemed like an eternity. It was such an awesome feeling to have somebody I could talk to who I felt like wasn't judging me, who wasn't my family, and all of these things. She was so very nice. Her name was Mary, and she was incredibly cool. And she was supposed to be doing an assessment with me, and she was going to recommend me to a therapist like the other lady did. Well, then at the end of the therapy, she said these words: "I'd like to see you weekly." And I said, "What? Who's going to be my therapist?" She said, "I am." She said, "I think you're an incredibly nice person. You're wonderful, and I really want to get to know you better. I've had an amazing time talking to you." She then told me that she was going to hook me up with this new physician's assistant on Tuesday, which will help me. This lady will make a recommendation for me to get an appointment with the physician's assistant for the mental part of it, who will get me on medications that I need for anxiety, because my anxiety pills I've been taking are not working anymore, and I need something better. She's going to get me on that. She's going to give me on medication to help me focus a little bit more, to deal with my ADD, or even my bipolar disorder. She's definitely getting me on medication for that. So I'm very happy that things are starting to go in a positive light. even being able to talk about it has been one of the greatest experiences in my life thus far. She also told me that instead of a 30-minute session, she'd like to have me in there for an hour, which I think is just phenomenal. I think this is really going to help me a lot. I think it's going to help me finally start dealing with the situation at hand, and I'm not going to have to fear any more of what other people are going to feel about me or things like that. So with that being said, guys, this is kind of where I come from when I don't make videos. It's because I've always learned to be positive and uplifting and to try to live people's lives. But when I'm down, I try to hide it. I try to not let people know anything like that. And so with that being said, you know, I'm decided that to make this video to kind of let you guys know why sometimes when I don't make videos a lot, it's because I am in one of those modes. And I sometimes think, do I want to go into these videos and make this depressing video about, you know, what I'm going through in this craziness, this mania? But then I think about how I did start my channel with that in mind, to let you guys know about what I've been through and how the experiences are. So I'm going to start sharing these with you. And as you remember, I did do a video a while back on bulimia, and YouTube blasted me for it. They said I was body shaming, even though it was my own body. I may get in trouble for this one, I don't know. So if not, I'm sorry. You know, YouTube has gotten really strict on what we can and cannot share with them, and so I hope that eventually something can happen and I'll be able to talk more openly. I'm going to see how this video is reacted, but I just want to let you guys know that that's kind of where I'm at right now. I don't know why I'm in this manic state right now, or why I'm even in this depression, but like today, literally, like I've been invited to go places, I didn't go. My neighbor behind me, who's one of my dearest friends, he's called me 4 times. I just didn't want to get off the couch, and matter of fact, when I'm done with this video, I'm going to go watch a movie and just kind of sit there. Gabe and I got into an argument today because Gabe himself is he's got his own issues, and sometimes he takes things out on me, and that's his thing to deal with. It's not mine. But what I was going to say is, I'm not sure. I believe that I'm going to call on Monday, and I'm going to cancel the appointment with the other place because I don't feel comfortable talking about my personal life over the phone on a Zoom camera like this with someone in the other room listening. Because Gabe, I'm not that Gabe's gonna have his ear against the door, and sometimes halftime he can't even hear me because he is got the TV on and, you know, things like that. But I just feel uncomfortable like that. It's different when I make these videos. But I don't know, a therapist, what said between you and a therapist should certainly be private, so and not broadcast all over the world. Not that he would do it. Gabe is not that kind of person. He's an amazing person. He's good at keeping secrets and things like that. He understands a lot. But I do need to open up to him tomorrow, and I plan to have a little bit of a conversation with him because, like I said, my mania is so crazy right now, and where it is just out of control, and there's a lot of triggers for me right now, and so I need to speak to him so he kind of understands, because he is the person that is the closest to me. He is the person that's listed as my emergency contact, etc., etc., etc. So with that being said, guys, that is where I have been emotionally, mentally, physically, as I said, and I think part of the reason I'm feeling so bad is part of the depression. I don't get like suicidal crazy because I've never would in my own life. I love living too much, but I have been at that point in my life before, but I've never allowed it to act upon it or anything like that. So I'm not, you know, I'm not that manic in that mode yet, ever, and I hope to never be. I find ways to avert myself from that, to getting that way, but you know, I do drown my depression in food, sex. I eat. I used to chain smoke. There was no reason I chain smoked. I used to be a party boy when I was working in the clubs. I drank all the time, and that's part of why my mania is the way it is. It's all a part of the crazy life of mine. It is all, you know, things I had to learn to curb and do and things like that. And so that is where, you know, as you even see in this video, it's just everywhere right now. But I'm in a place right now. Just in the last couple of days, I'm in a funk. I woke up, as I said yesterday, my leg got to hurting so bad by the time I got off Target that I ended up calling in sick today. In the middle of the night, I do want to share this, in the middle of the night last night, my leg began to hurt so bad. I was screaming. Gabe didn't hear me. I was literally crying. I couldn't move it. It was worse than it was the night before I found out I had COVID. I was just so in pain I couldn't put my foot down. I finally decided to go get in the shower and let the hot water run. I took a shower and it kind of released whatever it was away. I was 1 foot from calling someone to call an ambulance or calling an ambulance myself, because this was the worst pain. It was awful, just awful. So luckily, I don't know what it was or what caused it, but I will be talking about that. I don't know if I'm having muscle spasms or whatever is going on in my life. I definitely want to talk to this girl about it, because I want to make sure that I get what I need done. With that being said, guys, I love you all, and I really want you guys to know that you are very, very special to me. You are such a part of my life, such a part of the world that I couldn't do without you guys. Thank you for all the comments and the cards that you guys send to me, and everything you guys do for me and my life, and the love that you guys, give me through Facebook or through Twitter or through these videos. And just know that you are so important in my life, and I will continue to make these videos. I will continue to walk this journey with you now that I've come a little more open with you. I will share this. Please make sure that you do join my channel, though, because I am going to do some private videos for the group that has joined my channel. For everyone, just know, thank you so much for watching. All of my subscribers, I love you guys so much, and you guys mean so very much to me. And this was probably the hardest video I've ever made, because I've had to open up so much of myself that I have not opened up to hardly anyone. This is finally the point in my life where I'm able to speak on these issues and talk about them personally. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna go. Like I said, I want to get this video out tonight. I love you guys so very much, and thank you for coming into my world. Remember that hating is a disease, and some folks need to get well soon. Remember that you need to always be who you are, because everyone else is taken. But most important, guys, when you just understand that sometimes what a person's feeling you may not always see, but always understand that there's always nothing wrong with being kind. Kindness is free. Okay, guys, I love you. Thank you for stopping by TPG's World. Make sure you subscribe. Love you guys. Bye.